It's time for the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Each week, Trading Stocks Made Easy demystifies stock trading and investing so you can profit big. And now, here's the host of Trading Stocks Made Easy, the wealthy investor, Tyrone Jackson.
Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, welcoming you to another great episode of the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. You know, at this point, you are a part of my life, and I am clearly a part of yours. So when I have time to be in your ear, or you make space to listen to this podcast, I got to tell you how much I appreciate being with you and spending the time that we have right now. So today's episode's a little bit more spiritual in nature. We're going to talk about financial fear, what you most fear financially, and your financial focus. What are you focused on creating in your life? Now, many of you are already in the Wealthy Investor Program in some way, shape, or form, and you still have fear about some of the things that you're trading or losing money in the stock market. I know it's odd if you're already trading, you would think that you've already crossed over the barriers of fear versus your focus. But sometimes, even though we're making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month in the stock market, we can still have fear. So I want to jump into where do some of those fears come from, even though you're already making money. If you have yet to join the Wealthy Investor community, well, today's a special treat for you because we're going to talk about what stops you from doing so. So let's dive in. Now, one of the things that I decided before I had wealth is it was time for a transformation. You see, I was always one of those people that believed that I could have $1 million. What I didn't have was the mechanism to actually get there. Now, what I later learned was most hedge fund managers actually go and do a lot of work on their way up the ladder to success financially to make sure that they're trading with a clear mind, heart, and spirit. Here, I'm going to share my journey. Now, I was always one of these people who believed that I could be super rich, that I was worth at least $1 million in this world. What was missing is I just simply didn't have the mechanism to make it actually happen. So as many of you know, because you've listened to the show, I started out as a real estate investor, largely because that's what I saw on television. And that's what I read about in books, is that you were supposed to buy a house, fix it up, rent it to other people. And if you could do that 7 times, you have a shot at being rich. Why? Because the house was increasing in value. Rents have a tendency to rise over time. And as long as you took care of your properties as a landlord, you were in the game. There was only one problem for me, though, and that is that I am not good at real estate. I am not good at fixing things like plumbing, heating, windows, hammers, and nails, anything that requires a hammer and nail. I'm just not good at. In fact, every picture I always put up into my homes looks really good if you hold your head to the right or to the left. I'm really not good at measuring as well as leveling. Now, if there's anything that you should know, if you want to really be good at real estate, you should be good at measuring, building, cutting, and installing things. Turns out, once I bought my first piece of property, it turns out it really wasn't my forte. But what was my forte, believe it or not, was math. I discovered I had the unique ability to count from 1 to 10 and 10 back to 1. And you see, in the stock market, that's really all you need is the ability to count. Now, because I had actually gone to the 4th grade, I discovered that I actually had division skills. And when I started to look at those skills, and I realized that all skills were simply addition and subtraction, it seemed as if the stage was set for me to be successful. So when I realized I had the skill set to be successful in the stock market, I quickly realized what was missing was the trading skills and then my money beliefs. So today, once again, I'm going to talk to you about your money beliefs. Money beliefs come up a lot on this podcast because if you're truly desiring to manifest a large amount of wealth, then I have to talk to you on a regular and consistent basis about what you believe to be true. You see, all the money that you earn in this lifetime is really based on your belief systems about what is possible. So if I told you that you can actually earn, without leaving home, an extra $100 a month, you'd probably be interested in that and want to know the steps necessary to take it. But if I say you also have the ability to earn an extra $10,000 per month, well, then a few red flags may go up in your mind and your heart, and you may find yourself saying things like, well, if it were that easy, everyone would be doing it, Tyrone. And that's not true. Not everyone would be earning $10,000 a month from home if they knew the mechanism that allowed them to achieve that. That's one of the things that I've learned as a wealth coach and a teacher. But one of the things that I want to remind you is that you have the power right now to change your life if you're willing to change your focus. Now, let's talk about the power of focus. You see, you get in this life what you focus on most, what you put the most time and attention to in your thoughts. Why? Because thoughts are really energy. Now, I told you we were going to go to the spiritual realm here, so this is really what you want to listen to if you're all about financial growth. If you're one of these people that focus on the negative aspects of life and the negative aspects of what goes on in the world, there's a tendency for you to get more negativity in your life and in what some people call your electromagnetic field. If you're constantly focusing on things that don't go wrong and that didn't go well in your life or your history or even your family, guess what you're going to get more of? More experience and people that confirm negativity. Now, negativity is a very interesting thing because it doesn't just come to us. Sometimes we place ourselves in environments that are inherently toxic or negative. Sometimes we place ourselves, without knowing it, around people who are constantly sending us messages of doubt and fear. This is why I tell most of my students when they start to manifest money in the Wealthy Investor Program as a trader and investor, for the first 3 months, you have to almost cut off all local news. Why? Your local news is the primary source of negativity. And believe it or not, as adults, we are easily influenced and we can be programmed negative thoughts and ideas on a daily basis. So if you want to go to the next level financially, one of the things that I need you to be aware of is where are your negative sources of energy coming from on a daily basis. For example, I love a particular news station in New York City. And the other day when I was in New York City, they were running a promo for the news. And that voice said, "What you don't know about riding the escalator can kill you. Tune in today at 5 and find out why." Now, on its face, that may sound like just another promo. But really what it is negativity. You see, I've been riding the escalator all my life, and I didn't know each time I actually took a step on the escalator, I was taking my life in my hands. So, one of the things that you have to do is disconnect from your local news. And do me a favor, don't fall asleep to the local news broadcast, because the first 15 minutes is what? Nothing but negative news from around the world. They used to just give us local news, but now we hear about bad things happening in Detroit as well as Taiwan. So if you're about positive focus, then the first source that you must disconnect from is your local news. Now, sometimes the thoughts that we inherit around money and around happiness in life have to do with other people. And sometimes people who are in our inner circle can be the most toxic. Even though you may love that person's company, you may love their ideas, they may be attractive, good-looking, well-educated, but if they're negative, their thoughts are affecting yours. So it doesn't mean you have to stop loving that person. You probably may want to learn how to limit your exposure to someone who's inherently negative, because that negative talk, believe it or not, is affecting your money. Now, why are we talking about the power of focus? It's because it's affecting the choices that you make with dollars that you invest. You see, when you're fearful first about something that you don't know about, there's a tendency to reject it. So I meet a lot of students who have their money in mutual funds. Why? Because that's what they were programmed to do. And the mutual fund industry spends hundreds of millions of dollars persuading people like you and I that we just don't know how to invest on our own. The truth is, we do. Why? because I believe you possess the same unique ability that I do, the ability to count from 1 to 10 and to do fourth grade math. And again, that's all stock market trading and investing is about. Simple, basic math. But when we're constantly told you can't do it and you need a professional for that, we shy away from basic math because we think someone who's a professional is a little bit more intelligent than we are, and nothing could be further from the truth. Finally, there's fear. I find when it comes to financial success, so many people live their life in fear. Fear that there won't be enough, fear that they won't be successful, and fear around if they start handling their money in the stock market, they will not lose some of their money, but all of their money. One of my favorite sayings is, fear is forgetting that everything is all right. Fear is forgetting that everything is all right. Why? Because when it comes to money and financial success, most of us have fears that we have never examined. So you might say to yourself, Tyrone, what does fear, focus, and negativity have to do with the money that I'm earning right now? Well, if you're focused on the wrong thing, not creating wealth and residual income, then you're going to get more of that. If you're full of fear because you don't feel confident about your math skills, well, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to close off great opportunities to you because your fear keeps them away. But here's the good news. You have the power to change your entire life by changing what you focus on. A lot of people also have negative ideas about money and wealth because they think all rich people are bad, which is not true. And as I've said on this podcast before, if you've ever heard of a person called Oprah Winfrey, you know that she's changed the world through what? Positivity. And she's one of the richest women on the planet. I'll be right back.
Want to increase your stock market trading profits? Then you need to start your monthly membership to WITradeschool.com right now. Don't know which stocks to choose for trading in today's market? No problem. Just follow Tyrone Jackson's hot stock picks inside WITradeschool.com. At WITradeschool.com, you could also follow Tyrone's weekly stock market tutorials and investing advice. Plus, each week you can submit your trading and investing questions directly to our staff, and Tyrone will answer them as part of our weekly video Q&A sessions. Begin your membership right now and you'll get instant access to WITradeschool.com's video library. That means you'll get to know all of Tyrone's major and minor trading strategies, including covered call writing and volatility trading for fast, sexy profits. Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, has helped his students earn thousands of dollars per month trading stocks online from home. These are people just like you. In addition to a successful podcast, Tyrone's editorial content has been featured on CBSMoneyWatch.com, NASDAQ.com, and YahooFinance.com. So what are you waiting for? Follow Tyrone Jackson's red-hot stock trades and investment strategies today. Don't wait. Start your monthly membership at WITradeschool.com right now.
You're listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Want to learn more about how to trade and invest in the stock market? Visit thewealthyinvestor.net/products. That's thewealthyinvestor.net/products and order the Wealthy Investor's Guide to Stock Market Success audio series. This easy-to-follow 5-CD audio series and manual will teach you the basics of how to buy and sell stocks, how to collect quarterly dividends for life, plus hidden income generating strategies like covered call writing and volatility trading. Start creating financial freedom right now. Get the financial education you need to get ahead. Visit thewealthyinvestor.net/products.
Now, this episode has been about what? Fear versus focused. What are you focused on? It's time to start focusing on residual income and changing your life in a big way. You see, there's really no limit to how much you can actually earn in the stock market. The best way to combat fear is through education. So do yourself a favor and head on over to thewealthyinvestor.net. At least take a positive action and download my free ebook on how to trade in the stock market. Why? It's free. And when you download my free stock market trading ebook, you become part of the Wealthy Investor community. Now that's a positive action. Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor. Happy to have shared a little bit of inspiration with you today. And together, let's move into the future. Stay open, stay positive, and happy trading.
You've been listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. While you're on iTunes, be sure to click the subscribe button and you'll automatically receive our next episode.